Hello, and welcome to Shamrock Talk, the internet's number one mother-son Celtics podcast. I'm your host, Jake Olin, here once again with my mother, Karen Olin.
Hello.
Live from Maine, I am at Shamrock Talk headquarters here in Natick. And not as bad a hiatus as last time, but still a little longer than we've since we last recorded. It's been about a month. Um, Main house is getting ready for summer.
Yeah, a lot of
The
renovations going
snow is
on, so a lot to
melting.
do up here.
Spring
Yeah.
has
Oh, well,
sprung.
it's snowing today. So
Yeah, it is. I know. They got
it's
like a
like
foot up at Sunday River.
it's ridiculous. It's too late in the, yeah.
Spring
Pretty,
has sprung here at least. I can't speak for up
yeah.
there.
March is like, it's pretty for like 2 minutes, and then
Yeah,
it's like, yeah,
that's how
okay,
they
go
get
away.
you.
But yeah, but we're supposed to get 4 to 8
Uh,
today.
yeah. Wow.
So yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Well, not here. Snow's almost melted. We're into the spring. Since our last episode, the Celtics are 11-4. 47 and 23 overall. First in the Atlantic Division, second in the Eastern Conference, and fourth in the NBA. Um, we've both been to some games since our last episode. Well, let's start with the big one. You were there. He's back. Tatum makes his return since we last podcasted. 7 games total now. He's out of that OKC one, but a quick return, and he's really seems to be back. What are your initial thoughts on the first 7 games of the 2026 Tatum experience?
I'm very excited. I think he looks great. Um, shooting percentages the last couple games are not quite where I would hope they would be because,
Hmm.
but overall, no hesitation. He seems to be working it, and I think he looks good. Looks strong. Yeah. Um, like I said, I think when you come back from this type of injury, there's always hesitation. And the reason he didn't
Hmm.
play against OKC is because Lou Dort or, there's some defensive questions of probably how
Yeah.
rough he
Yeah.
was going to be
I
defended
know. I
and
saw
stuff.
I saw some people on Twitter giving him slack for ducking that game. I'm like, he just came back from a torn Achilles.
Agreed,
Why? Why?
100%. I,
What?
I I
Yeah.
think that
What are you
he
talking
should have
about?
been doing that anyway. If it was too,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
ease yourself.
Agree.
He's come back longer and harder than I thought he would. Played more minutes than I
Hmm.
would have even done it as a coach. I would have said,
Yep.
let's ease you into this.
Yeah. He's at almost 30
Um,
minutes a game already, which shocks me. I
yeah,
thought he'd be
it,
more towards 20.
yeah. I don't
Um,
love that.
yeah, I
I
agree.
don't love the 30 minutes, and it's not just his injuries. I think that you have to realize that unless he's shooting lights out, he's
Yeah.
not full force on defense yet. He's not full force even on rebounding. I mean, he's still rebounding well, but he's not full force in any other area because he's still trying to figure it out. So when he's
Hmm.
not shooting well, you have 30 minutes of not 100% in the other areas, plus he's not adding offensively. So I still think that I'd like to see that number in the 20s. That's me. Obviously, it's going the other way, and they've made a decision that he's all in. But I do think that hurt us last game.
Yeah.
He just wasn't shooting well, and I think that made a big difference for us in that game. So,
Yes.
but
He's
otherwise,
still,
physically seems good.
yeah, he's still back in his, I'd say a couple, 3, 4 times a game, you're still getting shots that you're like, oh no. Or, the step back contested threes and stuff. He's right back to doing that. But other than that, yeah, I mean,
Passing has been good. He still
yeah,
had a few good
he
passes,
looks, he's
and
physical. He's just looks
yeah,
strong other than,
yeah, yeah.
he looks the
I think
same, which is great
it's
news.
great to have him back, but I
Um,
do think that you need to think about if you are going to make a playoff run, you really have to be more strategic with him,
yeah.
and game to game figure out where he is exactly, right? Because he's
Hmm.
not going to be your toughest defender. He's not going to, those aren't things that he did previously as well all the time anyway, but now it's even, so
Yeah.
I do think you can't automatically go to, hey, the Jays are back and he's going to get 30 plus minutes. You need to be better than that as a coach and also as a player. You kind of have to figure that out because
Hmm.
it's going to hurt you in the playoffs.
Yeah. No, I agree. And so with that, Tatum's in, but we do have an interesting out. Vucevic, he's
Yeah.
going to be out a little bit. I'm not exactly sure when he's coming back at this point. And I mean, at this point, w- uh, do you really put him back in and try again? Like, I don't know. Garza is playing great, continues to play great.
Yes,
Um,
I agree. I think he's a great piece to have. I think having three, there's nothing wrong with three bigs.
sure, yeah.
Kata didn't play as well as he should have last game
Hmm.
and didn't get as many minutes, or he was hurt. I don't know. But I do think they're both kind of not experienced, whereas Vucevic is experienced. And I think it's going to
Yeah,
be great to have those three to be
I
able to
agree.
play with. I agree with you, though. I do not think that I don't think Missoula handled it well when Vucevic came and then Garza saw no playing time
Yeah,
whatsoever.
he
Like,
did still see a little. I mean, there were a couple
yeah, there were
games there,
two games
but
where he did not get in at all. And I don't think that's, again, I think you leave the three of them, even if it's only a few minutes, I think you
yeah,
leave the three of them
at this
getting
point, for
ready for the
sure.
playoffs.
I mean, at this
Because
point, I'm playing
now,
guard. Yeah,
yeah, go
that's.
ahead.
I think we're about to make the same point that there's not enough time as you come down to the playoffs to fully integrate Vooch into what you're doing because he just hasn't played enough games. I mean, it was not, I would say, a seamless transition as soon as he came. That it took,
Yeah.
and he had some flashes where you saw what it could be and how
Yes.
he kind
He had
of
one really
gels.
good game where he shot
Exactly,
well
you
and
could
played well.
see
But
that
other
where
than that,
he'd
on the
gel.
average,
But when you're getting towards the playoffs now, you can't, in
yeah.
the middle of a series, kind of throw him in and it looks clunky. And so I'm just not sure from a team standpoint where that will stand. I mean, he's going to have to get back soon if we want any semblance of what that would look like. And I'm not really sure what the
And
timeline is there.
I don't think he's really playing right now. So it's also about getting in shape,
Yeah,
right? So he doesn't
yeah.
play for 4 weeks
But
and
you'd
then
hope he's not a guy
you know,
who's playing a ton of minutes. So
yeah,
can you
yes,
just bust out, give us 15 minutes or whatever? But
100%. And I think that's what it
um,
should be all
sure,
along. It should have been
correct. Yeah,
is
yep.
he should have been a piece where,
Especially
okay, the
Tatum
other two,
now. It's you
yeah,
have that kind of lineup.
yeah. Um,
So two
yeah,
games I
go
wanted
ahead,
to
Jeff.
highlight
Go for it.
from last were two in a row, the Spurs game, the OKC game, both losses, but both wire to wire games where uh,
So good.
you just looked the
Again,
part in both
yep.
those games with two of the teams that are ahead of you in the NBA. As I said, there's only three of them right now. And you just have to be really encouraged with those two losses. Going up against those teams that are, considered the real title contenders, not having Tatum in the OKC game even, and saying, do we are kind of, right at that upper echelon and maybe a step behind those teams, but I'd say we're going to see OKC here in a couple of days at home now, and I just think those two
Uh,
games, two losses tell you more than a lot of the wins that we've had recently.
Yes, I was totally worried about those two games.
Hmm.
And my wish every going into every game that I don't think we're going to win is we play them well. And I
Yep.
think we surpassed how most people expected us to play
Hmm.
those two games. I thought it was,
Yeah.
I mean, Tatum's fairly new back in one of them.
Yeah.
Um, I think the defense was very good. I think,
Hmm.
yeah, I thought we played better than I expected at this point
Yeah.
for those two teams because clearly in the West, clearly overall, those two teams stand out probably more than any team
For
in
sure. I
the
mean, OKC
NBA.
obviously it doesn't need
Yeah,
to be said, defending
and now the
champions,
Spurs
and
have beat them three times.
yeah, yep,
I mean, you know, they climbed quickly
yep.
to second place. They're right there. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with those two games. I thought we held our own, more than held our own is against them. So and couldn't be disappointed with the loss. I just think that
Yeah.
they played very well
Well,
and had drawbacks.
I didn't even mention Jalen Brown's ejection in the Spurs game.
And then no Jason Tatum in the other game. I mean,
Yeah,
both we
exactly.
had
A
two
guy,
people
one of
out,
the Jays,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
And he's, everybody, the media, everybody was all over it. If you go back and watch how he reacted, I think it was just a split second. He was out of his mind. He was
yeah.
screaming.
I like it. We
Over
need we need a guy like that. We don't have I would say for sure this kind of era
well,
of the Celtics at times lacks the Draymond Green chaos, gonna get
we
under
don't
your
have
opponent's
yes,
skin guy.
yes.
You need a
For
guy that's
one,
gonna
he
get
was
feisty every
playing
once in a
well.
while. Yeah.
He was playing well.
Don't want that
Two,
to be your
the
star
thing that
scorer
you're
for
breaking
sure.
down about was a very minor thing. Like this isn't like it was a huge obvious
Yeah.
foul. Could
I
it
think it
have been a
was,
foul?
yeah,
Absolutely, but
their
I just think
past.
he lost it in a early. Like
Yeah.
this is late in the game. emotions are up. He
Yeah.
just lost his mind. Yeah. Brett liked to call it roid rage. It's
Yeah.
pretty much what it looked like. He just
Yeah. Yeah.
lost it. And of course, you could say, the refs should have shown more patience, as they do with other people. I mean, like,
Yep.
but yeah, it was silly. And if you didn't notice, in the next game, he was way better. I mean, there were
Hmm.
calls that he was not getting. He was raked and did not
Yeah.
lose he kept his composure. So I do think it kind of is a good lesson for him in the future, is that you're right. You may not get the calls that other people get, or you might not, but
Hmm.
getting thrown out in 14, first half is not good. But yeah, we had two setbacks in those games, really, and
Yeah, for
we
sure.
stayed with them like that. That's huge. And no Peyton Pritchard in that game either, against the
Yeah,
Spurs.
that's true.
So
Yeah.
I mean that you know,
And we stood there the
good.
whole time. Well, those are the two that I thought stood out. Any other games that you want to highlight? Yet the drubbing by
Uh,
Charlotte in Boston, Tatum
that
featuring
is a
Dallas.
concerning. That was a concerning game for me.
Yeah, well,
Um,
that's just a team you just are not going to want to see in the first round, and that's
a
something
hundred percent.
we might have.
Similar to how the Grizzlies played us, right? Because it's
Yeah.
that dangerous where there is no superstar or
Uh-huh.
two superstars, and the scoring can come from all over.
Yeah.
And I think we have always had a very difficult time with that for some
Hmm.
reason. With similar to that Orlando Magic sort of, who's going to
Yeah.
score, how are they going to score? A little bit, they're not superstars. Um, we have problems with that, and we definitely were not expecting that Hornets game. That was
Yeah.
painful. That was really painful. It's probably one
So
of the only
so
painful. I turned that game off. Only painful, really painful game this year. That was just
this
from the
season, yeah, I
beginning.
mean that's I would
Yeah,
say I don't think we've been really blown out that many times, especially like
no,
that.
no
But
Rockets.
up
The very beginning of the
oh
year.
yeah, we were at that. We went to that game together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Rockets at the very
Like right
beginning of the
after
year was
Christmas or
was
no, right
pretty
after
painful.
Halloween, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they were just a good team. I mean,
Yeah.
I was like, at that time, and
And they've
now
kind
they've
of
had a
fallen apart since,
couple.
yeah.
Well, who's out for the season? Somebody else, seasoned guy.
I
I'll
don't
get
know.
back to you on that, but somebody else is out for
Oh.
the
Well, they just
season.
haven't looked the same in a while either way.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but so you're at the two seed now, as if
yeah.
you're the Celtics, game and a half above New York. But of the play-in teams you have that would make the play-in tournament right now, Philly, Orlando, Miami, Charlotte. Who would you least like to play of that group?
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
I'm hoping. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Charlotte. I
kind of
don't want.
agree.
But the Hawks are playing well now too. I mean, they're
Yeah,
they're
they're
kind
they're
of
six.
starting to.
They're right above
Yeah,
that group.
yeah. They're
Sixers, I
starting
think
to
you'd
come
be
together.
fine. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
Orlando would be tough, but I think you can hang with them as well. I know. I
Yeah,
mean, we kind of had big expectations. If we go back to our preseason predictions, I think both of us had
yeah,
Orlando quite high.
yeah.
That has not panned out.
No,
The Heat. I mean, I wouldn't want to play I never want to play the Heat, but I mean, come on, we
they've been
should.
playing well too. I think they've won
Yeah,
their last five or whatever. I would pick Charlotte. I think I would not want to see Charlotte again. We did not even remotely handle them well.
they're 10th right now, so you
Yeah,
wouldn't have to in theory, but
yeah. They,
we'll see.
I,
We'll see
yeah.
how it boils as we get towards the end. They could still climb up pretty easily. Um, any
Um,
Anything else? Any other games? Let's see. Let's check the list. You had Memphis the other day. Golden State drubbing. They're just not.
no, I feel,
They
yeah.
just don't look good, honestly. Phoenix, I
And
was
in the
at that
beginning, they
game.
played a little better, just well coached in the beginning. I thought and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
we just pulled away.
I mean, they
Um,
just no
you
Butler
could just
anymore.
tell
They
they're well
just
coached though. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
just how
Always
they
are.
play,
Yeah.
how they move. Yeah,
They quite
he
simply
really
don't
does a
have the
good job.
talent at this point. I mean,
No,
they're
I
just a
100%
skeleton
agree. Yeah,
crew.
yeah. The
Al should have
Grizzlies game,
re-signed here.
I know he was but we were smart, right? How many
Yeah,
games has he missed this year?
yeah.
Um,
Still could use them. I
you know,
mean,
yes, yes. I was just looking up the injury report but the Grizzlies game, I was a little bummed out. I think that was my point about Tatum playing too many minutes,
yeah.
because he was shooting horribly.
Just clank, clank. Yeah.
And he was in the third. Yeah. and just not himself. He started I think he was frustrated with himself. So what you hadn't seen before, a little bit frustration with the refs that he had in previous years, where he was thought everything was a foul and just kind of out of head, not in the game at times. Which
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a close enough game, and one of our supposedly easy games in the next week. That one we needed to win for sure.
Hmm.
And I just thought he was a little out of it. So
Yeah.
if you're not going to shoot well, you got to get rebounds. You got to be in the game, and you got to be playing defense hard. If you're
Yeah.
going to play 30 minutes, then you got to make it up on every other statistic there.
Yeah. And right
Um,
now he's just not there.
and that game, I was a little concerned. And I was just like, okay, if you're not going to shoot well, which let's face it, last year he wasn't, even when he was playing, he wasn't outstanding at the three. His percentage was not that high. So it's like, I don't know. That again, I'm jumping to, he's doing great for coming back from the injury, but I'm
Hmm.
jumping to playoffs. And you cannot, as a coach, look at him and say, if these things are happening, he's going to get 30 something minutes. And if you do, it's going to be detrimental to the team. So,
Yeah.
he's really got to coach Jason Tatum. know, if Jason Tatum's not going to take himself out of the game, he's got to be able to do it.
Yep. I
That's just the
agree.
way I feel about it. And we need to use him and be excited about him as a piece, something to add, similar to Vucevic to me. Obviously bigger than Vucevic, but he's a piece. We will have him back, and there might be moments where he helps us out. But he should
Yep.
not replace one of the other bigs that have been playing all season. Other than that, I'm very excited. I think this
I
is
know.
a
We just keep
big
rolling.
week for us. It's going to be interesting to see, is
Yep.
Tatum going to play against OKC? I mean, I think his ego won't let him
At
sit
home.
again.
Yeah, I think he plays.
Um, so that's going to be a big one because they're going to be hard on him.
Yep.
It's a
So
physical game when they play. So
next three all at home. You got Minnesota tonight, OKC, and Atlanta all at home.
Steven Adams is out for the season.
Oh, okay. That's not a, yeah, I guess
I mean, that's
that
another one of
is,
their,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. He's
Yeah.
just a stationary
Yeah, yeah.
figure for them. And
Mm.
so he and Van Fleet. Um, so to me, those are two sort of veteran that tie some of the other players
Mhm.
together. So that's a big loss. So anyway, I knew somebody else was out for the season for them. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that was it.
Yeah,
Minnesota tonight. I feel like Anthony Edwards always kills us for some reason whenever we play
he's
them.
out.
Oh, is he out?
Yeah, he and Nas Reed are
Oh,
out. They've been
oh,
out. So
I
Anthony
didn't know.
Edwards has been out. At least when I looked up their injury report today, he was out.
Oh,
He and
really?
Nas Reed were
Oh,
not going to
oh.
play
Well,
tonight.
then we should cruise. That's
But they have a lot of players. I mean, they're not
yeah,
a
yeah.
bad
But
team.
come on,
But
that
they've
should
been out a
be
couple games now. I think Anthony Edwards has an ankle injury or something.
mm.
So he and Nas Reed are out, which helps us tremendously.
Yes, that should be a
So,
win.
so hopefully this is a win. Because this week, like I said, I think this week's going to be hard,
Yep.
um, hard for us. So I'm looking forward to that OKC game. I'm looking forward to at home. Hopefully everybody playing, and it'll feel like that championship game that we might be having in the future.
Yep.
Although I'm not sure I'd want to play them 7 game, best of seven
No,
yet.
no, but that don't get ahead of
Yeah.
yourself.
Oh, I'm not getting ahead of myself. Yeah, yeah. Because another game we looked horrible in, I thought was the last Knicks game. I didn't think
Yes.
so we
Yep.
still got to
That'll
make
be
it
a
past
tough
the
one as
Knicks
well. Yeah.
here in the East. The lung injury,
Oh, who was that? Cade.
cat.
Yes.
Yeah, Pistons.
That
Like what?
that is
I mean,
weird.
we could be in
Collapsed
first place
lung.
if
Yes.
we do well. We
Even
could
if we're
be in
not in
first
first
place.
place, I mean, we're going to be favored
I mean,
over.
that poor guy. They were
Yeah,
rolling. He
that's what I
was
mean.
rolling. Like that's
I
just so
mean,
sad. I feel so bad for
I
him.
feel great in that matchup if he's not playing.
Yes, 100%. Absolutely, he kills us. I mean, he does. He is so impressive.
Yeah, he's like there. He's like a
Wise.
Tatum 2.0. He's got the same
He's
kind of
unbelievable. I think he
big
has played
frame and
extremely well this year.
yeah.
So that is a huge loss for them, and they'll win. I mean, they're a good team. they'll win their fair share of games and be
Sure.
somewhere on the top. But there's not that many left. But that is a
At
big,
this point, it's just for the playoffs. It's like
yeah,
you need him back for the
yeah.
playoffs. That's what it's about.
So I thought it was someone said 4 weeks, but I don't
Yeah.
know all the details. I have to look that up. But that's a big
4 weeks is
loss.
always a sketchy timeline. 4 weeks turns into eight very quickly.
Hmm. And if you can't exercise for 4 weeks, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know
Your
what's going
lungs
on, but that,
collapse. Yeah, that's
yes,
crazy.
yes. Like, what is, yeah. I haven't read in detail
Collapse
what
the
it is,
lung.
but
Yeah.
yes, like, what is that?
How does that even
Um,
happen?
yeah, I
I
don't know. I've got to
remember
look it up. I meant to look it up before today, but that's wow, wow. I mean, that poor
there
team.
there was a quarterback. Did he play for the Chargers at the time? This guy Tyrod Taylor, and he was getting
Mhm.
some kind of like cortisone shot or something, and they pierced his lung. Same thing,
Oh,
collapsed lung. That's the only other time I can think about hearing that. So it could have been a
so I
similar
wonder if
situation where they're
that's
giving him some kind of injection, and they just
something. Yeah, that
that's the
would make
only
sense. Yeah.
other time I can ever think about hearing that happening.
That makes sense. Yeah, I meant to read more details about it and how it happened, but that's huge for us. Like
Yes.
what? Yeah. So really the Knicks and then yeah, any
Yep.
rising I don't see the Bucks. I mean,
They're out of the
they're
playoffs. They're
like
not making the
that's what I mean.
playoffs.
Oh, they're not even close anymore.
They're
Yeah.
like 8 games back at this point. They have of the 10 seed
From the playoffs.
from the play in.
Oh, to the plane. Oh, good.
Yeah,
So they're
they're
gone.
done. They're done
I
so.
was just trying to think of yeah, teams
No, the
because they
playoff, those
had
10 teams are
yeah,
pretty set at this point.
yeah,
It'll
yeah.
just be the
Well, good.
order.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we're getting towards the lull in the season. I think everyone's like, spring is sprung, time for
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
playoffs. We know the
Yeah.
teams. Let's get the ball
Yeah.
into the meaningful games. Last thing on my list, March Madness going on. I've been watching a lot this weekend. Have you watched any? Have you been seeing any of the
The
action?
exciting game there with Kentucky.
Yeah, yeah, the Santa Clara one. They're playing
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now. They're playing Iowa State. I have them winning in my bracket, so
State or Kentucky.
Iowa State.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, Someone said Iowa State would not have a hard time with them. I think
They're up 12 right now, or 8 right now. So
Iowa State is. Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, that last minute shot.
I
Ooh,
know it's kind of been a lame tournament year too. Not too many upsets. Not a lot of
oh, the
Cinderellas getting
yeah,
out to the second round. It's been kind of
yeah. The
boring
ones
in
I
that way.
watched, they got pummeled.
Yeah, a lot of
Arizona pummeled
blowouts.
them, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But still fun. Love March Madness.
Spartans. That's the only one.
Next year I'm getting a Shamrock Talk March Madness event going on. We got to get something. I've thought about getting like a WWE style belt, doing a little bracket competition, the Shamrock Talk belt, and then if you win the bracket, you get the belt. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll get that going next year.
I think next podcast we should also have a guest. We should have somebody
Yeah,
come
I
on
know
and
it's
see
hard.
their
Yeah,
take.
I know. I've been busy, but you've been busy
Yeah.
trying to get the
We have to get
schedules. I
somebody
always,
and get
yes,
their take on it about
agreed.
what's happening because there might be some other
Got to be better. If
because it
you're
is
looking,
it
if you're
is kind
listening
of
to
a
this and
lull
you
right
want to be
now.
on the show, let me know. Reach out. We'll get you on. We'll get the whole thing going. And
Tell me I'm crazy because Tatum should have limited play time.
30
What
minutes
do
is a
you
lot,
mean?
but I mean, yeah, he
It's
does
too
get
much for me. That
yeah,
game was too much. I just kept
yes,
saying, please sit him, please sit him, please sit him. I think
yeah,
that by the third clanging three, I was like, okay,
yeah,
that's what we're really waiting for you to do. And if you can't, yeah, I don't know. For me, it's like, yikes. Yeah.
yep.
Jaylen Brown played very well that game, I thought, and there were moments, they even got smarter. If you've noticed in those kind of tighter games and tighter moments, he has not been bringing the ball up as much. It was D White in that kind of
As it should be.
time yes, and Peyton Pritchard. So I was
Yes.
very happy about that. That makes me happy because he's exhausted by the end of the game. He played so many minutes that he's exhausted by the end of the game. He should never be bringing the ball up. That should just never happen. And they at least, I think Missoula heard me
Yep.
say, please don't have him bring the ball up at the end of a really close game. Um, but anyway, yeah, I say guess.
Let's do it. Let's get someone in the third chair. I have a third microphone now too. We can do it in person.
Yeah.
Someone come over, get it going.
Yeah.
Um,
Big game
that's
tonight.
yeah, that's all I had on my list tonight versus Minnesota, and
Yeah.
we move on from there.
I think it's nothing but upside at this point. Everything kind of has
Agree.
gone well. Like I said, even
Yes.
other than the Hornets loss, that
Let's
was
stay healthy.
the worst. I'm going to call that an anomaly. Other than
You're
that,
not going to win
two
all
West
82,
teams,
so.
top West teams, very well, and we had injuries,
Hmm.
and and we've won the games that we should win. Everybody looks pretty good, and my only question is why Jordan Walsh isn't playing at all.
It is
I don't
interesting.
understand. Yeah,
Last
I don't
podcast we
understand.
said of all the bench guys, he would make the most impact in the playoffs, and now he
I
seems to
know.
be
Yeah,
out of rotation.
yeah, it's so
He'll get back
strange.
in there. We'll see.
Yeah,
Joe
it's
sometimes with
very,
those
very strange. So I'm
guys
hoping he
plays
has some.
plays mental games or whatever the heck's going on.
What? Yeah, I'm like, please don't do this. You know who looks really good in an odd way is Shireman.
Yeah, I mean, he just
He is the most
hits shots.
unconventional
Yeah, he is just
looking
odd. Even the way
player,
he shoots and
but aggressive, knows where to be. His
yeah,
passing is pretty good. Like, I mean, I just think he's rebounding last game.
yeah.
He was phenomenal when we needed him to be. He came in, and that's the type of game where I'm like, okay, where's the energy from the bench coming in? Where's the
Hmm.
energy from the bench coming in?
Yeah.
And thank goodness it comes in. But yeah, he's been really good. But I would like to see Jordan Walsh back out there. He and Hugo, I think defensively, we really kind of need to keep confident, and because
Yeah.
I think they make a difference
Oh,
defensively.
for sure. Yeah.
Our first five just can be, not as aggressive as we would.
Lackadaisical at
Yes,
times.
yes.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think we need to keep that bench fresh and ready to
Intense.
go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
But all right, that's it. That's it for me. They're doing
That's
well.
it on my list. We keep
A lot of
rolling.
upside.
As usual, we're worldwide. You can follow us at Shamrock Talk Pod on Twitter, at Shamrock Talk on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all the places. We'll be there as we march towards the playoffs. Like I said, this is a little lull in the season. We'll get some guest episodes in. Um, but it's the road to the playoffs at this point. How many games we got?
Yeah.
Let's count the games right here. Total games left in the regular season. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games, a dozen games. Is
Yeah.
that true? We're 70 games
We
through.
we
That's
and
true.
we
We're
yeah. And
70
and we have as of a week ago, I think, or the 2 weeks ago, we have the third most difficult
schedule.
schedule. So I'm not excited about that part of it, but
I mean, we're in the clear
hopefully
after
we.
this OKC game, though. You get
I
Atlanta a
think
couple
this.
times, Milwaukee,
Yeah,
the Knicks only one more time. We'll be all right here. Get a rematch at Charlotte.
that's it. Again, we better
We have two
step
with
our
Charlotte,
game up.
actually.
Yes, we have a couple with Charlotte. Yeah, yeah. It's not a piece of cake. We do have some easy games, but even the Pelicans, we played the Pelicans, but they've been showing a little bit of life in their last few games.
Yeah.
They beat some teams. I think now you see those types of teams winning because people are sitting their players and resting them against these teams. So
Yep.
that's hope.
Hmm.
That's my hope. But anyway, all right,
That's it.
go Celtics.
Go Celtics. We'll see you next time.